When I was on here with nephew earlier, we were talking about these press conferences, and we was talking about Miss KJP. So I just wanted to jump back on here real quick, man. Make sure y'all had access to the video and the information that we were talking about. All right, y'all. So look, check this out. This is the first question. Um, this is the one where I said that she just never answers the question. Um, she chose to comment on the first part of the question, which is, tell us how you feel or if you have any reaction. But as far as the actual content of the question itself, which is, well, let's listen, and then I'll give my commentary.
One last question. The top Republican on the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Comer, has said that he's investigating the president's involvement in his son Hunter's foreign business dealings. One, looking for your reaction to that, and then on the merits of the allegations, can you address whether the president was involved in any of his son Hunter or his brother's foreign business dealings?
So look, there's some a little bit of interesting, kind of on brand thinking here because congressional Republicans ran saying that they were going to fight inflation. They said they were going to make that a priority. They were very clear about that these past several months, and instead what they're doing is they're making their top priority. They get the majority, and their top priority is actually not focusing on the American families but focusing on the president's family. They're not coming up with solutions on how we're going to lower costs for American families. They're not coming up with solutions on how we dealing with issues that matter the most to American families. Look, the midterm elections were very clear. They were very clear where Americans said they wanted us to deal with real.
It's a very dishonest answer so far. One, we're talking about the oversight committee. The oversight committee is not going to do. There's nothing the oversight committee is going to do that's going to help with inflation. Okay, Um, you know, but now there's some things that by default she want to talk about. They ain't focusing on inflation. It ain't nothing that their investigation is going to do to help the people. Well, I don't know, because when I listened to that briefing that was put on as far as what the investigation is going to cover, I don't know, because if it's really that type of level of corruption going on at the high level like that, then if that corruption stops by default, I think some of this inflation will come down too. I mean, but that ain't my point. She's not going to answer the question. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and finish playing it. You know, I want a solid answer. Whether you for this president or not for this president, you the press secretary. With these type of allegations out there, at least tell me no. No, he has no dealings with his son or his brother with their foreign business dealings. No, he has no relation to that. Give me a definitive no. Then go on your rant about how unjust you think the Republicans are being. But notice she never denies, she never addresses it.
Issues. They wanted us to deal with what we were seeing with democracy. They wanted us to deal with how we going to fight for freedoms and for rights of the American people. And so that's not the first thing, that the top priority that they lay out is an investigation on the president's family. Look, my colleagues in the White House counsel's office are handling these threats of investigation by the House Republicans. So when it comes to specific allegations, I would refer you to them. I'm not going to get.
So we're gonna handle the threats of the investigation, but we ain't gonna address the allegations of the investigation. Because there's some serious allegations, and I mean, never mind. Keep talking, Miss Lady. We listening.
get into specifics of what that might look like or anything else
You
that's
won't say
related to
anything on
this.
camera as it relates to the merits of any of these allegations, because
I've been
we can
very
speak to
clear.
them, but not on camera.
I've been very clear. It's like, you know, Republicans said that they were going to during the midterms they were going to fight inflation, right? They said that they were going to deliver for the American people, that they were going to actually do things that give relief to the Americans. And what they're doing instead, their top priority when they get majority, is to talk about investigating the president's family, instead of doing what they said that they would do, is giving
They not investigating his family. They investigating him. Let's keep the facts clear. Come on, lady.
support to American families. That is what we're seeing. But again, it's pretty much on brand. Go ahead.
Thank you. In light of the legal fight over the president's student loan debt.
All right, all right, all right. Good people. So that was interesting. Uh, like I said, that was the conversation there. She, like I said, you have one job. You're supposed to be up there speaking for the president. You're supposed to be defending the president. How come you can't give the American people a definitive answer when that journalist asked you, does the president have any dealings with his brother or his son's foreign business affairs? No, he does not. That, no. If anything, it might be almost time to throw the family under the bus because it's time to protect the president, ain't it? I mean, at some point, no, he doesn't have no dealings. Uh, as a matter of fact, some of these allegations that we're hearing from the GOP is actually quite concerning to the president. And the president is indicating that we're actually looking to see what the GOP actually comes up with this investigation to see if there might have been some problems going on with the president's family and under his nose or something that we didn't know about or whatever. Because as far as president knows, everything's been on the up, and no, there's no corruption. And if it is, the president's not involved with it. Something. Give me something definitive as far as an answer to that question. Stop treating it as if, oh, well, the question's not important because this is a witch hunt by the GOP. Nah, man, listen, these type of allegations that's coming up, we gotta have some answers. You know what I'm saying? Tell us that it ain't right. It ain't real. You know, let us know. Because I bet you the GOP getting ready to try to tell us that it is real. And they getting ready to try to present a bunch of evidence about it. And I doubt if it's going to be anything like that January 6th thing we watched on prime time. And, that's the thing that's funny about her. She talking about the administration and, oh, how's this going to help with inflation? How's this? Y'all the ones in power. And for the last 2 years, I ain't heard much of anything that's going to help me with these high ass prices. I keep hearing about January 6th and Trump. That's all y'all keep talking about. January 6th and Trump. January 6th and Trump. 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 Trump ain't been president for 2 years. Y'all still talking about him every day. But don't want to talk about who is the president. That's what we the people want at this point in our lives is we want to talk about the current president, the current politics, and how it's affecting us currently. We don't want to keep going back to talking about Trump and these talking points because you want to keep this hate in our heart about some shit that for real people shouldn't even be hating. But that's a different story. All right. So look, that was that one. Brought up that. Now, that was a typical answer. I watch her quite often, and I didn't. I was waiting on Peter Ducey is who I thought it was going to be to ask that particular question or something along those lines. But either way it go, I was waiting on somebody to ask that question. to see what the official response was going to be from the White House. Like, man, y'all got to at least come strong with this one. Like, man, I need a definitive answer. Like, hell no, these Republicans are crazy. There's no way in the hell President Biden is involved in yada 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 yada. Period. We ain't gonna get that from her. Um, but this next little segment, oh my gosh, we uh, hold on, let me find it real quick for you. It's gonna be right around here. Bear with me one moment here, good people. Bear with me. All right, it's right around here.
relief to American families on a plan that will help 90% of the borrowers will be making less than 75 walk away from this fight. The president is not going to walk away from this fight.
All right, here
We
it go.
feel pretty confident in our legal. That is what you're seeing from us. You're seeing a fight from this administration for a plan that's going to help tens of millions.
Sunday, how will he be celebrating that moment?
So his family. Usually they celebrate it on the Wednesday before
It's right after
Thanksgiving,
this.
because everyone
See,
is going to, the family's going to be here this
for
weekend.
some
They'll
reason,
have
let
an
me stop this for a second. For some reason, the original video that I had queued up, they done took it down. The one from CNBC, and they took it down. So now I'm using this one here, provided by the White House. So the time marks are a little different, and so trying to get to the exact spot I wanted to get to is not matching up. So just bear with me. I'm there now.
an opportunity to celebrate his birthday on his actual day.
Okay. At least I hope this is it. All right. I'll let y'all check this out. This is what me and my nephew, well, I was telling my nephew earlier. Um, just listen to the question by the reporter, and what the reporter's asking. And then we're going to listen to her full answer. All right, here we go.
Okay, Karen. Thanks. The American Academy of Pediatrics is calling for the president and HHS to declare a public health emergency in response to the surge in cases of pediatric respiratory illnesses. They're saying that this is going to free up, or could free up, funding and make a national coordinated effort on this issue. Is this something the administration is considering?
So, when it comes to public health emergencies, as you know, we've mentioned this before on different occasions for different issues. That declaration that comes from HHS. So the HHS secretary would determine the public health emergency. That is the case still here with the issues that you just laid out. But I do want to take a step back and talk about some of the sicknesses we're seeing right now. I'd like.
Okay. Now, technically, she answered the lady's question right there. All right. We have an answer. It's up to the director of the HHS. But the goodness of her spirit would not let it stop there. So let's see what else she has to add to this so important question.
To make really a few points because I think it's important. First, on COVID vaccinations, we're seeing some encouraging numbers on vaccinations. Last week, we saw the most vaccinations in a week since January 2022, and this week we saw another high number of vaccinations. At the same time, we need to continue to drive urgency around getting your updated COVID vaccine. It's our best protection for the winter. So for Americans who are watching right now, it is important, if you haven't yet, please do get your new vaccination, especially as you go into the Thanksgiving holidays and you're going to see, your elderly grandparents. This is an important step to take to protect not just yourself, but them as well. Second, flu is also increasing right now. We have safe and effective flu shots, but not nearly enough Americans are stepping up to get their flu shots. On both flu and COVID, we are doing a lot of work to engage doctors and have an ad campaign in place. But this is another critical tool we must all encourage ahead of winter. Get your flu shots, folks, please. It's very important. And look, vaccines are our best tool for both of these issues when we're talking about the flu, when we're talking about COVID. And we all need to encourage folks to get the protection right now, today. It is important to do so. You can even get them together if you wish. You can get both shots in both arms. Go do it, please. And lastly, I want to note that HHS has been abundantly clear that it can provide resources to jurisdictions as requested. Already, they are hosting town halls to hear about any needs, and CDC is doing extensive work with doctors just across the country. But again, folks need to make sure they get their vaccinations. Go ahead.
Man, I couldn't make this shit up. I promise, man. We can stop sharing, man. Uh, I was contemplating doing why is my video not coming back? I was contemplating if I was going to do the press conference one uh from the GOP and let y'all hear the actual investigation. Because like I said, I'm curious, man. I want to know if I'm like too far out there when I'm asking that question. Man, come back, my lips chat. The hell happened? That's weird. Camera go off and come back. The the ghost of chap lips running around this motherfucker and shit. All right, that's some weird. Could make stuff up, man. Like I said. So anyway, yeah, because like I said, I want to hear. I'm serious. Even if I don't play it, if I don't get around to playing it, some of you that's watching this, y'all already seen it. Hopefully I ain't letting the hatred for Republicans or Trump or anything else stop you from being involved with what's happening in our politics. So hopefully y'all at least checked out the conference for yourself instead of just taking the talking points from your news media or Twitter. But I just want to know, man, like seriously, is this something that's like wouldn't this be a concern for any president? These type of allegations. I mean, they even had the nerve to throw trafficking in there, man. Like, there's strong. We have strong evidence that some of these suspicious activity reports that was turned over from the banks is involved with human and sex trafficking cases, uh, and or rings or whatever. So I mean, we talking about some serious allegations, man. We ain't talking about some celebrity talking to somebody, man, thinking that they having a conversation, talking about, man, yeah, man, shit, women love me so much, man. They don't, man, y'all grab them by the pussy, man. And like I said, man, I never got offended by that, man, and simply because, man, I'm a grown man. I've been in conversations with men my whole life. And nigga, y'all not gonna sit here and act all holy and special on me now, like y'all ain't said some of the most provocative bullshit out your mouths when you thinking you just talking to another man about how you get down and whatever, man. So get off that bullshit. Oh yeah, I just grabbed him by the pussy and everybody's so offended. Come on, man. I heard worse than that last week from somebody. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, uh yeah, I just wanted to take time to share that little bit with y'all, man, and see what y'all think. And, especially that second part. Am I that far off? I mean, am I just seeing shit, making shit up, or what, man? I mean, or y'all seeing that too, man? Look, that reporter didn't ask her nothing about vaccinations. What the hell brought vaccinations up to your mind based off of that question? Just based off of, hey, we got problem with what's going on with our kids and shit. Y'all fucking with their respiratory. Uh, well, we're gonna take it serious. I mean, if it's recommended, then we'll take it serious. But that's not really up to us. It's up to the HHS. Hey, but by the way, this is a good time for me to tell y'all to go get them vaccinations, man, because we got a lot of sicknesses going on and stuff. And hey, you need to get them. I mean, what the hell even brought that to your mind other than the guilty fact that you know that you keeping shit from people, that you know that shit is causing shit. That's how I'm gonna put it like that. That shit is causing shit. I'm about to spill the beans. I got something big gonna bring to you, man. But this is gonna be down the line a little bit because we want to, definitely get our viewership up and make sure we got individuals that's interested in what we got to say. Because if you're interested, and we got plenty to say, my friends and family they call me mumbles, but just because it's hard to hear me sometimes don't mean it ain't worth listening to. So that's what I'm asking is just give a brother a shot, man. Hear what we got to say, man, because we here for the long haul, man. We getting ready to put the work in. As we get started, we got a lot more to do. We work out the bugs and everything, and try to make this a better, more enjoyable show for everybody. And with that said, I appreciate you hanging out with us, having conversations with Pops when he ain't working or being the family man that he is and running back and forth. So, sometimes he, a little too busy to be here for the whole show, but it's all good. We're gonna work out those kinks as well. I'm out. More importantly, check us out, man. Give us reason to keep coming here, man. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. And we'll keep the conversation going. I'm out.